Hello, it's Doug from Behind Closed Doors, and today I'm reacting to Dating Expert Explains Why I Agree with Andrew Tate's Dating Advice for Men. 100% works on women. This is from Marni Wingirl. I've done another reaction video to Marni Wingirl. I'll put that, somewhere where the recommendations are. And I've done a video to Andrew Tate, so I'll put that where the recommendations are. From what I remember about Marni, she was saying things that were very presumptuous of me as the viewer, and then she was saying things that contradicted one another, and I didn't understand what her core message was. So let's see if I can understand a bit more about what Marni's saying in this video. It's raining a bit today, so you might hear a bit of noise. Also, I've got my vegetable samosa and rainbow machine, so I'm going to be snacking on that while listening and give a review because I want something to eat.
All right, I'm probably a little late to the game on this guy, but he's gotten extremely popular over the last year or so, and everybody seems to be talking about him. I think.
Yeah, he's the most Googled man on the planet at one point. It's quite an achievement, isn't it? And what's more impressive with Andrew is that even when they banned him, and I'm talking about a full-blown scale attack of trying to dismantle his life, like stopping his bank accounts, taking all his social media accounts, disabling the apps on his phone, and he's still probably one of the most famous men on the planet. So that's quite extraordinary, just how anti-fragile he is.
Supposed to be like a misogynistic a-hole that I'm meant to dislike and an overall bad influence for men, which is why he's banned from social media platforms. So I don't know if all of that is true, but it's safe to say that nobody has stirred up as much controversy in the world in quite a while, which is kind of cool, I think. And today I want to get a firsthand experience of Andrew Tate because I haven't really seen his stuff myself. So I want to find out, is he actually a terrible, toxic person that everybody says he is, or is it possible that people have the wrong view of him? Well, from my perspective. So we're going to find out. My team has handpicked a few Andrew Tate clips for me to watch. So I'll watch them, and
My team hasn't handpicked this. I just went on YouTube and saw it recommended. And I thought, oh, this looks interesting, and this is kind of what the shit I talk about. So let's get into it.
React to them on the spot. So those clips are supposed to be dating related. So you'll get a ton of value out of it as well. Hopefully, if I agree what he says, or you'll get it from what I'm saying, contrary to his beliefs. Anyways, let's not delay it any further. This is my first reaction video, so bear with me, but I'm pretty excited to see how I react.
Good luck, Marni. I hope it goes well. Welcome to the reaction world.
What Andrew Tate is saying. So let's jump in. I'm Marni, and from here on out, I'm going to be your very own personal wing girl, and every week I'm going to give you the no BS insider info about what women really want, plus the most effective ways to win over any girl you like. So hit that subscribe button now.
Win over any girl you like. That's quite a claim, isn't it? Is that true? Does she really have that power? That's interesting. I don't think it's true, but it's interesting.
Before I dive into seeing what Andrew Tate has to say, I do want to say congrats to Andrew Tate because he's got some pretty big balls for putting it all out there. And speaking of balls, that reminds me about today's video sponsor, Let's Get Checked. Let's Get Checked is a worldwide leader in at-home testing kits and their male.
I'll just check it now. Hang on. Yep, it's still there.
Hormone tests lets you easily test your testosterone, SHGB, cortisol levels, and a whole bunch of other.
Oh, fuck, my testosterone. Yeah, I've lost all my hair and I've got a big... I don't think many women have a beard like this, so my testosterone level should be alright.
Important male hormones that I can barely pronounce at home and when you want them. So if you haven't had a comprehensive test of your male hormones recently, or you've never had one, then you need Let's Get Checked, because waiting on doctors to order tests and insurance just doesn't work sometimes. Let's Get Checked is entirely patient-led, meaning that anyone can order any test at any time, and it's going to be delivered to you in a discreet package once your sample arrives in the lab.
And if you get really good results with Marnia, that's not a name, is it? What's the name again? I should know because as soon as you click on one of her videos or search anything to do with the dating stuff, she's got so much ad marketing, so it must work, I suppose. on YouTube. I'm always hearing a name, so I should get a name right. Let me see if I can remember it without looking at the video title again. It's Marnia, Maria. Shit. I know it's your personal wing girl. Let's see how well this advertising and all this money's done. Fuck, I can't remember it. Marni. I might accidentally call her Marnia by accident because I'm thinking of Narnia. So, but Marni. I don't want to disrespect her. Marni, your personal wing girl. Right, okay. Marni. If Marni gets you good with women, and you can have any woman that you look at, then you might need a chlamydia test. So that might be another good thing to push on here. Unless you're playing it safe, which I highly recommend.
Be available from your secure account online within 2 to 5 days. It's pretty fast. These results are reviewed by a clinician and a member of the Let's Get Checked nursing team, and they will call you to review your results. And Let's Get Checked labs are CLIA approved and CAP accredited, which are the highest ranking levels of accreditation. I have used Let's Get Checked testing.
I honestly thought this was going to be a quick plug. Like when I had my vegetable samosa and Naked Rainbow, I wasn't promoting it. I was just saying, look, I'm going to be eating this, so I'm just as a bit of convo. I wasn't trying to get you hooked on it.
On several occasions, and each time it has been a wonderful experience. Quick, easy, and super informative. So if you want to test your male hormones without having to leave your home, visit trylgc.com/Marni and use coupon code Marni30 to get a special 30% off your test. So the link.
Let's get some more affiliate marketing to Marni because she spends so much money on the advertising. So yeah, go click that or do whatever she's asking you to do if you want one of her tests. So I'm going to include that in the video still because I'm nice. Because whoever watches this video, it's helping her out in it. And she's helping me out by letting me use her video. So everyone's a winner.
Is in the description because you always got to take care of your manhood, right? So I want to make sure you do. All right, Please. Let's get started. I want to play the first clip so I can finally see what this Andrew Tate guy is all about.
He can talk to you for a few seconds and go, something's wrong with him. He's odd. They're good at detecting things. So I don't think it's very much as much what you say as it is how you say it. I know that's a bit cliche. But if you come across and you're genuinely confident and they can genuinely feel a vibe from you that's not creepy, you can say anything. I think you can go up to a girl and say, excuse me, sorry to interrupt to a friend. Be very polite and say, I just want to say you are absolutely beautiful. And if you say that in a way that's calm and nice and cool and you come across nice, I don't want to ruin your night or nothing, but I'm going to buy you both a drink and I'll leave you alone. They're going to be, oh, okay, cool. I think you don't have to say anything fancy, right? But if you come over and like, oh, and you fuck it up, then you're a weirdo. So it's all about the delivery.
Okay, so this is actually like a great start and not what I was expecting to go on because I think he's spot on. I've been hammering on this point for almost a decade now. Women are way more focused on your energy and your vibe and the content of what you say. It's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. Guys think they need all kinds of pickup lines, techniques, and gimmicks. But as he says, if you're calm and confident and great.
But that's because they see a load of video thumbnails and loads of videos on YouTube, like Marni's, telling them that they need to learn, I don't know, whatever it is she does, but I've seen them like the top 3 attraction secrets, or look at her this way, or this will get her, or smile at her in this way and she'll want to suck your dick. You know, it's all this kind of like, that's what propagates that way of thinking, is that you need to be something other. There's a trick. I mean, this is why I don't like the pickup artists and why I don't consider myself a pickup artist, is because that involves playing the game, and there's a book called The Game. And I advocate that the only winning move is not to play the game. You can't play the game. You can't pretend anything. You can't do things to try and get the outcome that you want. You've got to just be who you are and see what happens. And you've got to have the courage to do that. And you can't like say this one thing or look at her this one way and her knickers will fall off and you can get any girl that you want. I don't think that's true. But I might be wrong. She might have magical powers. I don't know.
And like assertive, if the vibe is on point, you can say something as basic as like, hey, I think you're really beautiful, and still get her attention and create some attraction. And the opposite is also true.
And again, the thing I don't like about this is where she goes, the opposite is also, let me see what she's going to say now, because this is where she contradicts herself.
You can have the best line in the world, like tested and approved, a pickup line that science says never fails, the greatest line of all time. You get what I'm saying? And you can still fail with it if your vibe and your energy is not right. So the bottom line is, don't get too hung up over what to say when you see a woman that you like. Focus more on the delivery and the bot, and like his.
Well, again, I wouldn't focus more on the delivery either. I would just be how I am. I would be honest. I would be authentic. This is what I'm saying. Like, because even if you go with vibe, right, you're still worried about how you're coming across to somebody else. You're still concerned about what she's thinking about. And it's not just Marni. It's all these other pickup artist dating coaches. They're all thinking, like, say this one thing to get her attention, do this one trick and all this kind of shit. Oh, act this way and she'll act this way. You be the cause and she'll be the effect. And I think it's a load of bullshit. I think that everyone's an individual and that attraction is a very mysterious thing. Attraction, female sexual selection comes from consciousness. And the hard problem of consciousness, the reason why it's hard is because we know fuck all about it. Consciousness is a very mysterious thing. So we can't pinpoint what it is that attracts us from one person to the next, especially when it comes to female sexual selection. It's not that simple. There was a guy that I saw years ago called Eben Pagan, David D'Angelo, that he put himself as. And I think I even saw this girl on one of his videos like years ago. And he said attraction isn't a choice. And I totally agree with him. I think desire isn't a choice either. I'd say desire. I think that's a much more deeper thing than just attraction. Because we can be attracted to anything. Like if I'm sitting in a car park at the moment, if a car goes by, I can be attracted to it because it's a moving object. Our eyes pay attention to moving objects. But just because we're attracted to something doesn't mean to say we desire it. And I think it's more on point to say that desire isn't a choice. And I think the moment that people try and say that, well, if you say and do this and then she'll react this way and then she'll have desire for you, I don't think it's true. I think all you can do is be yourself, and we don't know why we're attracted to one person over the next. But the reason why you've got to be yourself and be authentic is because you can't fake it for that long. And you'll corrupt your agreement with reality if you lie to yourself.
I mean, he's a little aggressive, but like it's direct, which is what women love. So again, focus more on your delivery and the body language. And like he says, and I've been saying it for a decade,
No, I don't think you need to focus on your body language and delivery. I think what you need to do is you need to know that you're enough. You are enough. And build yourself up from that. And build like your inner world. And then once you do that, you work on your character, it will naturally come off the body language and the delivery and all that. It will be a byproduct of the building of your character. And your character is destiny. Now, this is where I'm going to be like agreeing but while disagreeing, because I agree with the advice, but I don't agree with how to apply it or where it's coming from. So with focus on your body language and delivery, yes, but you don't need to focus. Body language and delivery is important, but you don't need to focus on it for the reason for attracting women. You just need to focus on it because it's something worth focusing on. In the same way that you shouldn't go and get a load of money for women in order to try and attract them. You should go and get a load of money because you want to be able to have a good life and be able to afford things. Again, same with getting fit. You need to have a six-pack in order to get women. Well, you can have a six-pack and get women, and you cannot have a six-pack and get women. Same with fame. The same with all these other gimmicky stuff that they sell. So I don't think you need all that. You just need to know who you are and deliver who you are and do it with confidence. By speaking with conviction and knowing what you are. And when you come across as authentic, they can decide to like you or not. It's up to them. They can be attracted to you or not. You don't get to decide that. They don't even get to decide that because it's not a choice.
Not what you say, it is how you say it. All right, so moving on, I want to watch this next clip. So far, I'm kind of disappointed because he's not the a-hole I was expecting. Okay.
You want to play games? We're talking for 2 days. You don't want to meet me for coffee? The attention drops to 0. You. Let her sit there and
Not sure I like the fuck you.
waiting for that reply. Doesn't come. Most of these hot bitches don't get ignored. Hot girls do not.
So like say there, Marni says, I'm not sure I like the fuck you. That's fair enough. So what a lot of beta male guys would do would go, oh, she doesn't like the fuck you, so I won't swear in front of Marni then. And they'll create their reality and how they act and behave around what she wants because they want to attract her. So what I would suggest to men is just still continue to be yourself. So I use expletives. I say fuck you, this is bullshit, bitch, cunt, all that kind of shit. I'd still do that. Cunt's the one that's the real stabber, that is. But I'd still do that, and if she doesn't like it, then she doesn't like it, and she doesn't have to interact with it, and she can walk away from it. It's not a problem. So long as it's not directed at her, it's not personal. As long as it's not an attack on her, if I'm just using it in my everyday language for just how I express myself, then it's not a personal attack on whoever I'm speaking to, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Get ignored. It f***s with their brain because girls are so valuable. They've never been ignored. Let them sit there and go to sleep and go, oh, he'll text me tomorrow. Next day, well, he still ain't texting me.
So like, I don't love the language. I don't like calling anybody bitches. There's no need for it, right? That's like me against them.
There is a need for it. There's a very strong need for it because some people are bitches, men and women. Some people are dickheads. Some people are twats. Some people are cunts. And there's different levels of these expletives. Like cunt is a much more nastier thing to call somebody than a dickhead. So it's because it's more of an insult. My granddad used to say this as well, you know, like, oh, well, you don't have good language if you use expletives. But words are more than just the meanings of the words. They're there to emphasize the structure of a sentence. And they're there to add, especially like when he does it, there's a comedy element to calling somebody a bitch. It kind of in the same way that a stand-up comedian would do.
You know, and also too, I worry if I'm too submissive, will he not respect me?
No. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Get rid of that stupid shit.
That won't respect me crap. That's not real.
Is that real? Really?
You know what? So many women say to me, you're so, Andrew, you know what? You're so rich, but you're smart and you're actually very intelligent. And I know you'd get really bored of a robot. And I'm sitting there thinking, bitch, I wish to God you were a robot. You better shut the fuck up. We talk about star signs? Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Tell me more about Sagittarius rising, you idiot. I don't give a fuck. Give me a robot. All men want robots. That's all we want. Yeah. 4 wives, robots, inshallah. Put the burk on.
Yep.
What are you talking about? We don't care. 2 coffees. Yeah. That's it. It's nice and easy. There's no such thing as too submissive. There's no such thing. I'm never going to look at a beautiful woman who does everything I say and go, you know what? You do too much of what I say. I want to go get some disagreeable bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
On one planet.
But Cobra, let me tell you what you're saying. If there's truth to it, and judging by my husband's reaction, listen, we've had world famous comedians sit across from him. He's never spit coffee out of his nose like he just did for you.
It's because it's like, you know what it is? Sometimes you see these videos of these guys that are lost, and then they walk into a church. And then the preacher says like the exact right thing from the Bible, and the guy's like, "Oh my God, this is what I needed." I feel the same way right now. I feel like
I love to hear that, friend. I love to hear that. Thank you.
It's really good to have you here. And speaking,
so you know, if you don't like listening to anyone like Dave Chappelle or anyone like that, or you don't like listening to any rap music, and you say that you never listen to any of that, or Nicki Minaj or any of that, so you never listen to any of that because you don't like swearing, and that's a personal taste thing, and that's fine. But I think swearing is, when it's used correctly, is a very good way of expressing oneself.
Versus, I'm just not going to accept this and I don't like this in my life. Okay. And so in this one, but aside all the aggression, I say he's half correct, but there are some nuances to this. If a woman starts acting cold with you, so leaves you on read,
the other thing is that they come from 2 different worlds. Marni looks in a nice little Marni Barbie kind of world. Well, and Andrew Tate was a world champion kickboxer. He was going out and fighting people for a living, and so he needs fighting talk, and so he's coming at it from he's naturally a fighter, so it's sort of like he's coming at it from a combative frame. So it's just the way that they've had different experiences in life, and you know, she's all very nice in the kitchen with a nice bendy tap and stuff, and everything's all nice and prim and proper, and she's got a little team behind her and all that kind of stuff. And he's really had to build himself up to the most famous man in the world through his blood, sweat and tears. So they've got 2 completely different ways of approaching the world, just because they've got completely different characters and they've had completely different stances in the world.
responds to your calls, flakes on dates, blah, 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 which has happened to most of us, you should move on because she's not into you, right? If it's that painful, she's not into you. And there are other women out there who will be. However, will ignoring her get to chase you? No. This is what a lot of male pickup gurus are like.
Well, I don't think the object should be to get her to chase you. I think that's the completely wrong frame. I think it's the wrong dynamic. I think it's coming from completely the wrong place. because again, you're caring about what you shouldn't care about what she's thinking about, because she probably doesn't give a fuck about you or what you're thinking about. So why should you? It's sort of like, go out and be yourself and see who's attracted to you. And so if they're attracted to you, they will chase you. And you don't need to make them chase you, which is why you can't get every woman that you want, but you'll get the woman that's right for you if you be your authentic self. It's more kind of like that, as opposed to going out and saying, oh, I like that girl over there. Oh, I have to talk this way. I have to say this thing. I have to do this thing, and I have to do it with the right vibe. And, oh, if I do this, that, the other, it's bollocks. Oh, I don't swear so that she might want to suck my dick a bit more. They might just be married. They might be in love. They might have a boyfriend. They might be lesbian. They might, like, there's so many different reasons as to why a girl wouldn't want to go out with you or have sex with you. So it's not a problem.
Andrew Tate types also get wrong. Simply ignoring a woman does nothing if she doesn't already feel something for you. You will ignore her and she's going to move on to somebody else because she wasn't into you. But if you've triggered some level of attraction to start with, then there's a chance that ignoring her will get her back. So I've a great video which dives deeper into the psychology of it.
Yeah, so I think you should ignore them if it's not going anywhere, like, you know, ghosting, simmering, you know, not getting back to you and all that kind of shit, playing games and lying, cheating, dishonesty, disrespect. Or you just don't trust her. I'm so quick to sort of like just walk away. Again, this isn't really an issue for me because, again, my own peace of mind, my own sanity is more important to me. Doing the ignoring thing, but not to attract her, but just because I genuinely don't want to be around her.
Ignoring women, and it shows you the only time ignoring a woman works and explains why it works. So I'm going to put a link in the description below if you want to watch it after this video. Also, before moving on to the next clip, there's something I want you to remember. I call it the golden rule of relationships, every relationships. It's simple. Invest in people based on how they treat you and how they make you feel, not about how you feel about them. If they don't...
How they make you feel, not how you feel about them. You see, that to me, I agree with that first part. I don't know what that second part means, though. I'd have to hear more of an explanation of what she means about that.
Treat you right or make you feel good. Of relationships, every relationships. It's simple. Invest in people based on how they treat you and how they make you feel, not about how you feel about them. If they don't treat you right or make you feel good, like Andrew says, your attention drops to zero. You walk away, even if it stings in the moment, because it will make you happy in the long term. And you deserve to be with people who value you. All right? Moving on. So next.
Yeah, but your feelings might not correlate with their communication. So again, I'm not sure about that second part. I'd have to think more about that and listen to what she says.
What a lot of dudes will do, what you need to do is you need to get their attention. What a lot of dudes will do is they'll come up and start talking when you're half paying attention. And by the time you're like, turn around, you go, what? And that's the worst possible reply because you never know what the fuck was been said. So the first thing you do is get their attention. Me personally,
So this is from Fresh and Fit, and again, Fresh and Fit say a lot of stuff, and I'll put a link to a video of my reaction to Fresh and Fit. Again, I'm not a fan of them either because they just distract you in the same way the pickup artists do, with sort of like all the things about, oh, well, you need to get a car to get a woman's attention, you need to get muscles to get a woman's attention, you need to get your money right to get a girl's attention, and it's so superfluous and superficial, and I just don't like it. The only winning move is not to play the game, it's just to genuinely be who you are and be authentic and speak with power and authenticity, and not to worry about how you're coming across to other people.
big dude. So I had to get their attention in a very calm, slow, cool way. So I'm like, excuse me. Very like, don't be worried. I'm not going to attack you. Very like, excuse me.
So we're going to concede that she lost, right?
Right.
You know,
Right.
miserably?
No, there was a few mistakes. There was a few mistakes.
All right. If anyone else wants to try, we'll do it again. Jay, do you want to try again after this scenario? Okay.
Once you have their attention, what I personally say, and I know this is cliche, everyone's expecting some amazing line. It's really not a line. I want to make my intention clear from the beginning. So like, excuse me. I just wanted to say you are absolutely beautiful. And I say it, and I look them in the eyes. I'm all bitch. I will look you directly in the eyes when I tell you you're beautiful. I'm not a punk. I'm not afraid of nobody. I make my intention clear. The reason I say that is because 99% of the time, unless the girl's a fucking cunt as a person, the only thing
Marni's not going to like the word cunt. Cunt.
she can really say is thank you. She has to say something positive, right? So we've started, let's look at this from a human psychology perspective. Now I'm a stranger. but the first interaction is positive.
All right, so like I don't like the aggressive language. There's no need for it. He's like in his 20s, and that's just how people talk because they think it gets them attention. It's just not needed.
He's not in his 20s. He's like a 35-year-old man. Add another 15 years on. I'm 38, and I still say cunt. It's not a 20-year-old thing. It's a cunt thing. If someone's acting like a cunt, you say they're acting like a cunt. It's not. If someone's a nice person, you say they're acting nice. The language is fine. There's nothing wrong with language. It's used in films. It's used in music. It's used everywhere. It's used in stand-up comedy. It's like people swear, Marnia. People swear.
He's going to grow out of this probably and not talk that way, but still have the same belief system behind what he's saying, which is what
Thanks, Mum.
I'm reacting to, not necessarily like the harsh, aggressive language. But there is a lot of good things here, okay? He's right. First thing you need to do in a cold approach scenario is make sure you have her full attention. But you want to do it in a way that doesn't scare her or startle her, big or small. Again, your delivery is going to be super important here, not what you say. So if you sound calm and confident, you're loud enough to be fully audible, you make eye contact with
Yeah, because I look like a rapist. I have to go in with a non-rapey vibe. Oh, I'll bet Marnie's not going to like the word rape if she sees this.
her, have a smile or a smirk on your face, you'll have her attention. Secondly, I love that he makes his intentions clear from the get-go. This is the most effective way in the world to avoid the friend zone and start sowing the seeds of attraction. So a woman is almost never going to see you.
She's such an internet marketer, sowing the seeds of attraction. All right, let me just get my sewing kit out. Oh, here we go. Just, what are you doing? I'm just sowing the seeds of attraction. Fucking hell.
As just a friend or a potential friend. If you do this, the sexual premise is set. So make your intentions clear and don't like skirt around. I just feel like I'm like Andrew Tate. I don't skirt around it. Tell her.
He's rubbing off on you, Marnie. This is what I'm saying. The only way to do it is to not play the game. That's all you can do, is just go out and be yourself and just say what you want. And just be honest and have the courage to be who you are. That's all you can do.
Now, the next thing that Andrew apparently is asked for the girls. I think this worked a lot for younger. I don't always think this is the best move, because why would a woman give her Instagram account where she just met 30 seconds ago?
Well, anyone can find your fucking Instagram. It's not like a personal thing like your phone number or like your date of birth or anything. It's Instagram. Like, someone can find your Facebook if they know your name. It's not a big deal. Like, everyone's connected on social media. I mean, I don't need to go and meet Ronaldo in order to find his Instagram account. Do you know what I mean? It's not personal. It's Instagram is used as a business card in a way, is sort of like an online social profile of who you are. And you connect with people that you're interested in. So why wouldn't she? Like, she probably wants the followers. That's what most girls want. So why wouldn't you? It's not, again, it's not like personal like a phone number. But again, I'd still just say a phone number. This is how I would do it. I see a girl I like. I think, what do I like about her? I go, oh, I like this about her. Go up, pay her a compliment of the thing that I like about her. This is just very strategically what I do. I'm not acting it out. I'm just saying, like, here are the steps that I do. What do I like about this girl? Because something's attracted me to her. I think, oh, I like this about her. I go up to her and say, excuse me, and I say a compliment based on what I observed about her and what I was attracted to. Now, if she receives the compliment well and she seems like a nice person and she reacts really well to it, then I'll ask her out on a date. If she doesn't and she acts snobby or like a douchebag or anything like that, sorry, Marnie, for saying douchebag, if she acts nasty or is anyway a dickhead, then I won't. I'll just walk off, because I've got no commitment there. I'll just ignore her. I'll just go on and go to some other girl. It's not a problem. I don't want to be around that person. But if she's nice, I'll then ask if she's single and she'd like to go out for a drink. And if she says yes to both of those, then I'll get her number and then I'll arrange a drink. So when I was a young lad going out, picking up girls, before all this Instagram stuff and all that, and I was just going around, like, if I saw a girl in the street that I liked or in a coffee shop or whatever, that's how I kind of do it. And you didn't have Instagram and Facebook and all those kind of things. You only had somebody's number and you could text them and you could call them. It was like, I'm pretty old school. Like, I even had to get a pen and paper sometimes because you couldn't even store a number in your phone, or you had to go to a landline. Remember landlines? I bet Marnie remembers landlines because I bet she's older than I am. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, I'd literally get a girl's phone number within 2 minutes. It's not a problem. They'd give it to you. If they're interested and they're attracted to you, why wouldn't they?
Okay, then that's what I'm reacting to, the 30 seconds. Some will, if they're totally into you and attracted to you, but most such situations aren't like that. Women need to get to know you a little bit first, right? There has to be some level of trust, and that doesn't happen in...
It does. I don't know what to say. If you're being honest and authentic, then people trust you. If you're playing a game, then people automatically don't trust you. That's it.
30 seconds. Unless you are like Andrew Tate. Like, guys like this can command those things and get it. So my advice would be, don't ask for anything too early. Like,
Well, I'm probably one of those kind of guys then, because I used to be a close-up magician. So I'd go around doing events and I'd do close-up magic at tables, and I'd be meeting hundreds of people every night. So I'd go in there, I'd show them a trick, I'd entertain them, impress them, complete group of strangers, get everyone involved, get everyone laughing, cheering and clapping and all that kind of shit, and then I'd leave again. So I'm used to going around socially interacting, meeting people. So if it's not a big thing to me, then it won't be a big thing to them. But if you make it a big thing, like it's a big thing to get a girl's number or go up and talk to her and all this kind of stuff, then it will be a big thing and you'll act like it's a big thing. So it's not a problem. Don't worry about it. This is what I'm saying. It's like what you focus on, you get more of. So if you believe that you can go up and you can get the phone number within a couple of minutes, you will be able to. But if you have the mindset that you can't and it's a select few guys that can do it, then you'll go up with that attitude as well. So it's whatever you want to believe, I suppose.
talk a little bit more, at least for like 2 to 3 minutes at least, and then ask. Then ask for her Instagram, for her phone number, whatever you want. It's all...
Oh, right, okay. Well, that's different then. Or I've misunderstood that. So, yeah, we're saying the same thing then. Yeah, within a couple of minutes. Yeah. Because you need to qualify someone. You need to figure out if they're a good person or not. Like she says, you need to figure out trust. The 3 most important things in any relationship are honesty, trust, and respect. They're the 3 most important things. So if you have those on the initial interaction within a few minutes, you can get a girl's number. If she's interested in you, if she doesn't have a boyfriend, sometimes even if she does have a boyfriend, but then I wouldn't go out with her if she had a boyfriend, because I don't want to be dealing with all that shit. And yet all these pickup artist guys will come out and like, well, if she's got a boyfriend, you can still fuck her if you do this. I don't want to fuck a girl with a boyfriend.
Always better to spend some time talking to her, building trust, attraction, and then going for the ask. Also, on what he says about shaking her hand, ask.
Again, when I'm doing all this shit, I'm not thinking about building attraction and what she's thinking about and how she feels. I'm in there and thinking if she's good enough for me. I'm thinking this person's either a good person and they're good enough for me, or they're not. So I'm literally going in qualifying them in the same way that you'd if you owned a company and you had somebody come in to work for you and taking in job applications. All right, okay, so what was your previous experience? Like, you literally just have a conversation with them and find out about them. Who are you? Where you're from? What do you do? Where you're going in life? All that kind of stuff. So you're just building up a picture in your mind so you know if they're a right fit. I'm deciding for me. I'm not thinking about what she's thinking about. She's got to decide for her, and it's my job to listen to her. But if I'm listening to her, I can't be making assumptions about her. I can't be worried about what she's thinking about. I've actually got to be listening to what she's telling me.
Her name and waiting for her to ask back. Well, yes, it is a good thing if she does. It means she started to invest in you already. This varies from girl to girl, okay? So some are very social. They'll engage with you from the get-go, but others need more time to open up. Okay, she's an introvert, she's shy, whatever. I always tell guys they need to carry the conversation in those first 1 to 2 minutes. And she needs that time to warm up to you. If you'd like an exact play-by-play of how I recommend you should approach women, then check out my...
Yeah, and I would ask questions, and if she feels uncomfortable answering, sort of like you can provide the answers for you. So it's sort of like, oh, so what do you like to do in your spare time? If she feels a bit uncomfortable talking about that, you say, because I like to do this, and then you just tell them a bit about yourself. You open up, and then if she still doesn't open up after that, then maybe she's not worth investing in. But, you know, if she feels uncomfortable opening up about anything, oh, I don't feel like giving you my number. Okay, well, cool. Here's my number. If you do want to meet up for a drink, give us a call. It's not a problem. Just like, you shouldn't be asking people to do stuff that you wouldn't be willing to do yourself.
Approach blueprint, and it breaks down the cold approach process into simple baby steps that any guy can master almost instantly. And it works in any situation, in bars and clubs, in cafes, shopping malls, parks, like anywhere you see a woman, you can rely on this approach blueprint. And hundreds of my students do it, and it is yet to fail on any of them. So I'm going to put a link in this description box below for the approach blueprint. And after you...
Well, I haven't seen that, but that's my approach blueprint that I've just kind of gone over a minute ago.
Watch this. You can check it out. All right, let's keep moving on to the next Andrew Tate clip.
People care about them more than they do. If you approach a girl and you try and talk to her and you fail completely, within 30 seconds she's forgotten. You come over and you're awkward and you fuck up and you fall over or something embarrassing, whatever. 30 seconds later, she's moved on. She's back on Instagram. She doesn't care, right? She doesn't care. You may care.
Right. Okay, so I wanted to pause it here because this is incredibly important for guys to understand. So a failed approach or a rejection is never as bad as you make it in your head. So just like Andrew says, I'm like loving this guy, the girl forgets about it in like 30 seconds and moves on with her life. It's you who keeps revisiting in your head.
Exactly, she's right. So, like I say, you shouldn't be worried about, and they're usually doing it vicariously through what they believe the girl is thinking about, because, like Andrew said, they believe that they care about them more than they do. It's a very weird, overly empathetic way of doing things, but it's kind of like what people tend to do. Like, oh, how is this coming across to the other person? Oh shit! And it's all projection. It's really what they're thinking about themselves. It's a huge mind fuck. That's what I'm saying. If you unfuck your mind, you'll be fine. But because of all the conflicting advice, you're mind fucked. And she doesn't give a fuck about what happened. Why should you? And if she does care and she's like laughing and pointing, then she's a dickhead. And you ignore her anyway. So it's fine. A lot of these problems people create for themselves within their own mind, within their own frame of reference of the world. And all you have to do is just dissolve those illusions in order to provide clarity so that people know exactly what to say, think, and do at any given moment.
Magnifying your worst moments and making yourself feel like a loser. It's not a big deal if a conversation doesn't go well.
I thought she said lizard, not she said loser, didn't she? I thought she said lizard, like
flirty, and she doesn't respond well. It's not a big deal if you ask her out and she says no. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Not embarrassed.
You should be thankful. It's like if I go to put a shoe on and it doesn't fit, then the shoe's not right for me, is it? Another shoe that looks exactly the same, but it's the right size for me, will fit perfectly. So just go out and get a shoe that you like that fits perfectly. It's not a problem. She's helping you. By saying no, she's helping you. You don't have to game her. You don't have to say this one thing to win her over. You can just go on to somebody that is attracted to you and wants to be with you, that you're attracted to in response. Ta-da! But you have to have an abundance mindset. And men don't. They just get one-itis. They think, oh, she's everything. She's so pretty. They're just hypnotized. And you need to break the spell of hypnosis.
In fact, if anything, you should be proud that you went for it. You know how hard it is to do this? 99% of guys don't. And like women never have to. You should be proud that you had the courage to take a risk. And if you keep exercising that courage, you're going to end up with a beautiful woman you like, love, you're attracted to. It's inevitable.
See, I do agree with Marni on certain things.
Okay, so let's play the rest of the clip.
It might stick in your mind, but they don't care, right? And you have to understand, I know it's a bit cliche, it's a bit boring, but we're all going to die. We're all here temporarily.
Yep.
You know, like, and there's bigger problems in the world. So you're just going to have to bite the bullet. You just have to get your shit together and bite the bullet.
That's the thing. There are so many bigger problems in the world. That's why I kind of enjoy doing these videos, because it's fucking easy. What, you're afraid to go and talk to a girl? Fucking hell.
First thing. And that's one of the things I like to say. We're all temporarily immortal. Whatever you've been through in your life has yet to kill you. Going over to that bitch and her rejecting you, you won't die. It'll be fine. You'll be okay. You know? So that's the first thing you have to do. And there's no risk without reward. That's another thing. So that's how life works.
Again, I don't see it as her rejecting you. I don't see it as rejection. I just see it as it's not a good fit. Because there might be something about her that I could reject her over. That's more likely to happen. I've turned down so many women over the years just because I just didn't like something about them. I'm just as picky as women are. And women are fucking picky. And I'm very picky. Because I just can't be arsed with it.
Right? But, one more thing. If you're around boys who are about it, you'll be about it. If every time you go to the club, your boys are constantly going up to girls, you're going to end up going up to girls.
Facts.
If your boys are a bunch of bitches, you're going to be a bitch.
Facts.
We, as men have always existed in armies and gangs. Since the dawn of human time,
Yep.
men's have always existed in armies and gangs. That's what men did. So you have to choose your army, choose your gang.
Mhm.
That's how the normal masculine male role is in a gang. I'm a millionaire and I live with my brother and my cousin. I like living with other men because when I'm with guys, My mind's more on it for business.
Yes.
My mind's more on it for training.
Yeah.
If I just live with just me and one chick, even me, I'm more lazy. I'm not lazy because it's not who I am, but I'm more lazy.
Yeah.
But when I live with my brother and I see him start.
You see, that's interesting. I've observed that too. But I don't like being around other guys either. This is probably where I'm a bit different from Andrew. It's not that I can't be around women. I also can't be around guys. I have to be by myself. I have to broker a deal with myself and single-mindedly go after something and then get anyone that's helpful along the way to create a team. But I have to know exactly what it is that I'm doing myself. Again, this comes from being a close-up magician, because when you're going around entertaining people and getting paid loads of money to do it, you can't go around not being confident or not knowing what to say or do. You have to turn up and you have to be the life and the soul of the party, and you have to do it all by yourself, and you have to be ready for any shit that somebody throws at you. It's very similar to being a stand-up comedian. It's the difference between being like a stand-up comedian and being a drummer in a band. If you're in a band, it's easier because your role is less. But when you're a stand-up comedian or a solo performer or a magician, or like I was, or a fighter even, like Andrew, you're a fighter. No one else is in there fighting with you. You got your trainee, your coach or whatever. You got your team, you're backing up. You got your nutritionist, whatever you got. You got your fans shouting out your name. But you got to fight this guy. You got to take the punches. So it's you versus everybody. And so most people don't want to do that. They don't have the courage for it. Okay, cool. Well, don't do it then. But the best relationship, and this is a channel on relationships, the best relationship you're ever going to have is the one that you have with yourself. And if the relationship that you have with yourself becomes corrupted because you lie, cheat, deceive yourself, then you just fall apart. Whereas if you're being honest and true to yourself, you'll always win, no matter what happens. And I think that's why it's so important to cultivate a fantastic relationship with yourself. But most guys don't like themselves, and that's why they're looking for validation externally. But it's not just men, it's women as well.
Training, even if I don't feel like training, well, I don't want to be the bitch. Now he's training. Well, I'm not going to watch him do it and not do it.
Right.
Now I have to do it, and then I'll do it, and then
My competition is with myself. So even if there's a world record that's I don't need Roger Bannister to break the 4-minute mile. I will be the one that does that. I believe that both strategies work. As long as you're competing against something, then you're okay. But the moment you stop competing, then you start to decline.
He'll just to annoy me do it again. Literally, this has happened. This happened last week. He'll do it again, another hour, and I'll be like, "Oh, I can't be the punk. I'm the older brother. I gotta do it again."
Yeah.
Right? So you push each other, right? You push each other. Accountability. You push each other.
Yep.
So it's the way of the gang. So if you're really scared to go up to girls.
Yeah, so you've got to be accountable to something or someone. Some people are accountable to themselves, some people are accountable to their brothers, and some people are accountable to God, or all three would preferably be best.
So you need to have a conversation with who you hang around with. Why? Are they all scared? Are you talking about money? Probably not. Scared of going up to girls, not talking about money. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life?
Okay, so this is a brilliant strategy, which is often overlooked. Look, it's always good to have friends who have shared values, shared goals, and most importantly, who take action. A great way to improve your dating life, your financial situation, your body is just surround yourself with people who are taking action.
Yeah, it's birds of a feather flock together. Again, when I started learning about magic, I didn't just read it out of a book. I was terrible at reading out of books, because especially when it comes to the sleight of hand, you've got to get the moves right and everything. The best way that I learned was being around other people that were magicians, that were better than me. And then by hanging out with those people, I became a great magician. So, and then when another younger kid comes, I'm the top guy. So that's just how it works.
See the bad stuff yet, because I couldn't agree more, because I've literally said this a million times on my channel. It's not that women don't like a nice guy. Women don't like an inauthentic guy, a guy who's pretending to be nice just to get us to like him.
But again, I'd take it a step further. I'd say I don't care about what women like because every woman's different. So how can I care about what women want? Because women aren't the woman that I'm talking to. So why should I be making presumptions about what women want or be caring about that, as opposed to just saying who I am and what I believe to be true, and just taking in what this individual is telling me? Because this girl is different to that girl that's different to that girl. That's why I don't care about what she wants, because she is a woman. I'm paying attention to the individual. You've got to be authentic, not for the girl, because she'll end up sucking your dick. You've got to be authentic for yourself, because else you'll go insane listening to other people outside of yourself define who you are. You've got to define who you are.
Or because he's nervous we won't like him if he's not this way. And trust me, when we know that you're pretending and you're actually nice, like he says, we sense it. We have an intuition for it, and we like it. I've coached and known many guys who are genuinely nice men. My man's nice, and they do extremely well with women. So it's not the quality of being nice that's unattractive to women. It's the quality of being inauthentic, not putting what you really want out there. By the way, I have to point out, again, I'm impressed by these clips. I was totally hoping to hate him. So this kind of advice isn't what I was expecting to see. Like, his tone is very different, and I can even notice it's having an effect on me. It's like making me more aggressive. So it's not.
It's okay, Marni. You can hate me instead if you like. I don't mind, because I don't care. As long as you don't attack me or come after me, we're fine. We're cool.
My style, but behind his tone and his aggression is really good advice. Okay, next clip.
You can say to a woman, look, I love you with all my heart. I want to be with you. I'm going to take care of you. But you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm in charge because this is my life. You're on the Tate train. And we're headed to Success Station. I'm the one driving it. And if you're going to be on my train, certain things are going to happen. If you're unhappy, you can get off.
Again, it's the way he's delivering this information that I don't like, because it's saying he's here, she's here. As a woman, I don't like that. And that.
It's not so much that, Marni. It's more of a case of you're dancing together and one's leading, one's following. But so you can still have your equality if you like that. But someone's got to lead, someone's got to be in charge, and someone's got to follow. Leader and follower. Love, so like there's you and your child. Hopefully you love each other equally, but you're still a fucking parent. You're leading the interaction, especially when they're young. So they depend on you. When a woman has a baby, which is the result of having sex, which is what all this is about, she can be in a very vulnerable position. She could die. The baby could die. After she's given birth, she could be depressed. She could be like, having children and a family is a huge thing, and it's putting a woman in a very vulnerable position, and she needs to know that she can be safe with the person that she's in a vulnerable position with. So she isn't going to be as strong. She's not going to be as financially well off necessarily. Every team and hierarchy has a leader. You'll have the child, the woman, and the man. And above the man is God. Or the government and God, depending on where you're living. Like, you need hierarchies. Hierarchies aren't a bad thing. You're all equal because you're all human beings. And so you naturally have that divinity. But in terms of like organisation and things needing to be done and the actions need to be taken in the world, well, the woman's breastfeeding the child. The woman needs to be taken care of by the guy. He needs to be strong so she can be strong so the baby can be strong. They're all leaning on each other.
It's going to feed into my ideas, but there is another golden nugget underneath what he's saying that I totally agree with, and that echoes what I have told thousands of guys over and over and over again. So the point he's really making underneath, like, his dickishness is about enforcing your boundaries, and that's incredibly crucial.
His dickishness, is that a swear word? He can't call people bitches, but you can call him dickish. He can't say that, they're acting like bitches, but yet you can say he's acting dickish. Really? Come on, Marni, a dick isn't a nice word. We don't need to bring genitals into the conversation. It's a bit inappropriate, don't you think?
In a relationship, and even when you've just met someone. If a woman is telling you what to do, what not to do, who to be, where to be, what to wear, what not to wear, who to talk to, who not to talk to, that it's just not right. And you cannot stand for that. You need to draw a line because you're in charge of your decisions in life. You have to establish boundaries with her. So if she doesn't like that, then you gotta walk away. You'd be surprised how many guys don't do this and they suffer in relationships. They get taken for granted.
And that's very easy to do at the beginning of a relationship, but it's much harder to do when you have children together and you're in a house together. You can't just walk away sometimes because like the family court is a huge thing, and that's all predicated on what the feelings of women. So there's a lot of men's lives that have been destroyed because of how a woman feels about things based on no evidence or anything like that. So and women can be very dangerous. They're very dangerous to other men, children, when they set up families. Women are so dangerous because they get away with their crimes. Men can barely get away with fuck all unless they're rich and powerful. Unless you're the Queen's son, you can't get away with much shit.
And they often get cheated on because they have no backbone. So in my most recent video about the 5 types of women who will cheat on you, I go deeper on why enforcing your boundaries is so crucial in dating and relationships. And I highly recommend that you check that out too. I'm going to leave that link in the description box below. That's a link.
There's another 5 or 6 minutes left of the video. I'm going to end it there because I've been filming for quite a while and I've got other things to be getting on with. But I hope that's a good enough reaction. I think Marni is all right. I agree with some things, not others. I'm a bit more... I think I'm a bit more... I don't know if I still know what she believes or not. Like with most of these dating coaches and pick-up artists, I agree with what they're saying. I just don't agree with where it's coming from. I think you should be doing things for yourself, not for how it's going to affect somebody else. You should just be the best version of yourself that you can be and just focus on that. And everything else is easy. So, yeah, interesting video. Hello, my name is Doug and I've created a video tutorial called What to Message a Girl for Online Dating Success. The reason why I've created this product is to help those men out there who are dating online but are not getting the replies or getting the dates that they desire. My product will teach you what to message a girl, what not to message a girl, when to message a girl, how to respond when you're not sure what to write, what to do if she doesn't reply, how to get her phone number, and how to communicate to get online dating success. If you're getting matches and no success, this product is for you. It's what you need to do today to start getting success with your matches. I'll also be talking about other issues such as how to spot red flags, identify time wasters, to stay out the friend zone, how to deal with ghosting, simmering and icing. Not only will I be giving you exactly what you need, copy and paste, I'll also be explaining to you the reason why I'm writing what I'm writing so you can understand the psychology and know what behaviours to look out for and which ones to avoid. This product is packed with value. I've tried to cram as much as I can into a short amount of time as possible while being the most informative. If you're a man and you're confused and frustrated with what to text with online dating, this product is the solution for you to get more dates in less time. Click the link in the description box below to buy the product and change your dating life forever.